there's a lot of conversation about Slack being a chat tool. I'm here to tell you it is not a chat tool. It is a work operating system for this age of AI that's delivering real results. 47% increase in productivity, closing deals 36% faster, cases being resolved 32% faster, marketing decisions being made 36% faster, and then don't even get me started with employee engagement. And so this is a real product for real companies in the age of AI, and it is not a nice to have, it is a must have that's delivering real results.
Today, I'm speaking with Denise Dresser, CEO of Slack. Slack is a work operating system and is transforming the way people work. Prior to her role as CEO of Slack, Denise has held various leadership roles at Salesforce, including time as President of Accelerated Industries. Welcome, Denise. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Leandro. Great to see you.
Well, look, you've been in this role now and leading the Slack product. But first, before we get there, what was your aha moment when you realized that Slack would be part of the future of work?
I mean, I don't know that there was one moment. And I would also say, I don't know that I thought that Slack was only the future of work. I felt like Slack was a platform that had already been disrupting
I
work.
like that.
And, when Slack was founded 10 years ago, it really was a product that was actually used to build a video game. And the video game did not make it, but the product, because it was so powerful, actually lived on.
We're happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, we're all happy about that. But I think it's really an incredible origin story to speak to the power of this innovative way of working that was built that just took off like wildfire in Silicon Valley and then of course beyond. But I think for me, it has constantly been the history of Slack to disrupt the way people think about working and really provide a new paradigm. But I will say, one of the things that really excited me about stepping into this role was the beloved nature of the product for sure, but that we're at this inflection point. I mean, I think for you, I know the moment I tried generative AI and I kind of stepped away and thought, this I cannot unsee this, and the world will be so different in so many great, amazing ways, particularly the way we work. For me, I think I had a recognition that we were already transforming the way the world worked daily, but that this was a moment and an inflection point, and it was ours really to lead, and that was exciting to me.
Well, talking about excitement, like you guys are going gangbusters on everything that you're releasing for the product.
Yeah.
Now, Denise, when I think about Slack, there is so much innovation happening. What's cooking?
When we think about the capability and the innovation, I think one of the most profound capabilities that we released this year was Slack AI. And, that to me is really the beginning of the next generation of work, of thinking about how humans and AI can work together and truly drive productivity that's meaningful. And when we built Slack AI, we thought about not trying to change the entire world right away, but doing so in a very Slack way, which is finding the steepest part of the curve in how you use the product and make it that much better and do it in the flow of work so you don't have any training, but you can learn it right there and you can see the immediate impact. So for me, that is the most profound. And then, of course, we are so excited about Agentforce and agents joining the team right within Slack. And then now third-party agents also being able to be brought right into the flow of work with Slack, because Slack's premise is that we want to be the 2% of your IT budget that makes the 98% more valuable. And then what is really, really exciting for me, I think, is one of the things about Slack being a work operating system is making sure that we are able to bring all of your people, your humans, your data, your applications, your workflows, and now agents all into the flow of work. And being able to integrate work right there in Slack is really important. And so when we launched lists, that was incredibly meaningful to us because 30% of projects fail because the systems are not connected.
Yeah, it's like so many other applications.
It's all over the place. It's all over the place. Lost information, silos of information. You understand this. So what I love about lists is it's a simple premise of taking a conversation and putting it into actionable work. And so when you have conversations that are happening in channel, being able to immediately make that
I see
up.
it, like little dots,
Move
add
to
my
list.
list.
Exactly. And so for us, that's really, really an important element of taking that to the next level. One of the things that is just the unsung hero of the platform is workflow. So low code, no code workflow, being able to take all of your work and bring it into one platform and then actually accelerate it with automation. Do you know there's 3 million workflows that happen a day in Slack?
Wow.
It is really incredible. And so for us, I would just summarize with AI, agents, moving conversations into work with projects, and then kind of the OG, which is just integrating all your back office applications. 43 on average are brought into one place, so you reduce context switching, and then layering on workflows into that, which is really, really powerful.
What I love about that is every time you mentioned a feature, I could picture someone in my team using that specific element.
Yeah.
In fact, the workflows, we basically just replaced the whole way we do intake in my team with workflows now. And it was not someone that had ever done anything like that before.
We get all of our product feedback in channels, which you've all provided feedback, and it automatically creates a list. Like it just moves it right into a list so that the product managers and the engineering teams have a running list of all that feedback. And it's just such an easy way to manage your work. And the thing that I also would say about what we're excited about is every single capability within Slack delivers real value. And so our customers are seeing almost a 50% improvement, self-reported. This is not us, self-reported productivity improvement. And so I think we're just really proud that the original capabilities in the platform still deliver tremendous value. And now we're bringing AI right into the flow of work, which is already showing value. And so we're excited about that. We have a very ambitious roadmap.
So what I love is obviously we always talk about Salesforce on Salesforce, so how we use the product. I've heard some wild stories about people not wanting to go to another employer if they don't have Slack. Is this true?
It is really true. I think that, as I said, it has truly transformed the way people think about getting their work done and collaborating. And I can't be named, but an executive at a very prominent AI organization said to me, I cannot think about going to a company if they are not using Slack because I actually don't know how to work without Slack. Really incredible.
Right.
What a privilege to have a product that people feel so passionate about that their heart and soul are in that product and how they work. And that is something that we take very seriously. And I mentioned craft before, but it is something that we are relentless about in making sure that we aren't just, it's funny, we talk about PDE, not just product and engineering, but product design and engineering. And the design of this product is so critical to that product love. And it is such a consumer experience. Bringing that to an enterprise software world is really unique. And it's something we take very seriously and very committed to.
Well, let's talk about that because I think what's interesting is you've covered personal productivity, which people want to go to work somewhere if they're using the right tools. But there's also the organizational side, and you mentioned that you're giving them fast time to value. So let's talk about which customers are you proud of? And
oh gosh, there's so many. I mean, one of my favorites is Rivian, that uses Slack end to end. They're a Slack first company, and they use Slack as their work operating system. And all of their employees are of course on Slack. But what they have is they have engineers that are working on case swarming and making sure that they're getting all of the cars out on the road as fast, cars and electric cars, electric trucks onto the road as fast as possible. And certainly their engineers play a big role in that and being able to case swarm around things that may be coming up on the production line. So that's kind of a tried and true use case. But they have brought robots into Slack. So first of all, how exciting. They have robots on the assembly line floor. But those robots are connected to Slack so that if ever there's an issue, they're communicating directly with Slack. And this has helped them improve the response time to any issues during the production process. But it's also saving them $8 million a year.
Wow. And you're doing some amazing work to bring the Salesforce platform and Slack together.
Exactly.
Can you share a little bit about that?
Yes. So Slack is the conversational interface to Salesforce and to Agentforce and to the Customer 360. And it certainly is to all of work. And there's two examples that I love. First, let's start with Spotify, a very fast-growing company that through Slack Sales Elevate, which is a front-end, a purpose-built sales module within Slack that allows you to connect deeply into Sales Cloud so that salespeople, as they're using Slack, they are in the flow of work connecting with CRM. And so first of all, Spotify has seen a 40% increase in productivity using Slack and Salesforce together, which of course is exciting.
Any CRO would love that.
Right? I mean, wouldn't you? And so the thing that's really interesting is we launched this at Dreamforce this week, which is we're taking it to the next level with Salesforce channels. And Salesforce channels are truly as they sound. Is it about bringing all of the records from Sales Cloud directly into Slack in the form of channels. So you can have an opportunity channel, an account channel, a case channel, and that's going to bring even deeper level of CRM right into Slack, which we're excited about. And finally, we're bringing Slack into Salesforce. So you'll have Slack in the right hand.
Yes.
You'll have Slack, RIP chatter, but you'll have Slack right in the
I was
Outlook.
about to say, well, this is not new to the platform, but this is the next version.
It is the next. It is bi-directional. And so that's really exciting. But the other story that I really love, so Spotify, great company, been Slack from the very beginning, a great Salesforce customer, obviously real benefit. But then take a company like IBM using Slack 250,000
I was about to
employees.
say huge number of employees.
250,000 global employees
Wow.
in Slack, 10,000 workflows, 3,000 applications being integrated, 2,600 Slack Connect channels. I mean, it's
goodness.
just mind-boggling
metrics
the
just
scale.
keep
But
rolling.
wait, there's more. I mean, really. So you asked me the question about unlocking the power of Slack and Salesforce. So then they connected Slack to Sales Cloud and to Service Cloud. And in sales alone, at the company this size, remember how big they are,
Yeah.
33% improvement in sales productivity. That is real money.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible.
That's a whole day.
Yes. I mean, it's just incredible to me at scale and delivering those real results. So unlocking that power, and we're excited to do even more of that.
What I love about that is, and I've seen the benefit of these channels in that someone like me who helps with an account but is not the
Yes.
sales rep
Yes.
can be aware of what's happening. You know, I have
Yes.
connections with the CMO in an account
Yes.
and I'm able to see, keep up to date, and
Yes.
it's in the flow of work, right?
And you can add it to your recaps. So that
Yes.
you can then see that. And
Yes,
you
because
can
we
keep
know those salespeople like to
Right.
talk as well, right?
Exactly. So you can get the summary, you can summarize the opportunity. It's just really, really powerful.
Now, what is on the roadmap? You know, you mentioned Agentforce. Is there more of that? You know, what can you share here?
Natively within the Slack platform, you're going to see AI continue to show up in very logical ways right in the flow of work. For example, huddles transcripts. So now,
Yes.
right? So now you can have that transcript and it shows right up in the thread from that huddle.
Yes.
It's incredible. And what I love about it is it's just, again, don't make me think. It starts with a TLDR, that's a Slack thing, which is too long, don't read. So it gives you the summary. It tells you what actions were assigned.
I love that bit.
It's so
Yeah.
helpful. And then you have a thread right there that you can continue to collaborate right on that huddle. Natural language workflow, so AI-powered workflow, which is going to be really powerful. And then continuing to expand, we launched 12 partnerships, third-party agents that are going to come into Slack. 5 are live today, 7 are coming. It'll include Anthropic, Perplexity, and Workday, and many other companies that have already signed up for this. And then I think what you'll see, and Workday channels, that's another
Okay.
thing that we talked about. So the concept of Salesforce channels is going to apply to other enterprise software providers. So imagine we already have great integration with our amazing partner Workday, but being able to build channels around a job requisition or a candidate so you can collaborate
That's
with the right
desperately
people
needed.
in the flow of work and then in the future bringing Slack into Workday, which is really going to be incredible and a really big unlock for us. But, you know, I think that the future of work really is what's driving our roadmap. And really what we see now is this work with no limits, humans and agents working together in the flow of work. And that really unlocks so much more power. And so that's a big idea. And there's a lot of work to be done around that. So you'll see agents, you'll see AI innovation, you'll see Salesforce integration get tighter and tighter, and you'll see that ecosystem expanding, which is a huge part of our philosophy of the product.
Denise, I can sense the enthusiasm, the passion here.
Yeah.
Tell me, you know, you've now been in this role as CEO of Slack. You took over a founder-led organization. What have you found surprising? You know, any lessons you can share? We have many leaders online, maybe that haven't taken a jump like yourself,
Yeah.
but might be interested.
Well, wow, what a privilege. I mean, really what I would say, it is, I feel so lucky to have this role. It is something that is a privilege for me personally to steer an incredibly talented team. We have a lot of the original team that was here when the company was founded. And so
That's important.
it's really, really important. And then thinking about how do we take what is absolutely incredible and special about Slack, but really build an even bigger flywheel for the world so we can bring more of Slack to more people in the world so that not just the fastest growing, most innovative companies are seeing this, but every company in the world is seeing that the future of work is built on a platform that is a work operating system. And I think why this really matters right now and why I feel so passionate about it is for a lot of people, work is broken. If you're using Slack, it's not as much. But in general, we spend 41% of our time working on the work of work. That's finding information, rolling up information, swivel chairing between 11 different applications because 70% of enterprise applications are not connected. And that means that almost 50% of people say they can't find the information they need for work. But now we're in this age of AI. It's not coming. It is here and it's happening really fast. And 60% of us are already working with agents. The prediction is that 80% of projects will be managed by AI moving forward. Wow. So we need a new way to work. We cannot continue to work the way we're working. So in this new era of work, what we're seeing is it's conversational. It's search-oriented. We're surfacing information. We're taking action in the flow of work. Our agents are taking action for us, and we're collaborating. And it needs to be on one platform so that all of that is happening in one place with humans, data, all your applications, and all your agents and workflow are in one place. This is the future of work, And this is actually what Slack is already doing. And so I think this is an incredible moment. And I think this is sort of what keeps me up at night, but also inspires me, is that this moment is here for us, for the taking, to deliver this new work operating system to everybody in the world and to deliver the future of work in the age of AI. And we just can't go fast enough.
I was about to say, when is rest appearing here? Because you're moving
there's-
fast.
Now is not. Someone
Now is
we
not
know,
the time to
someone
rest.
we know and admire said this, and it's never been more true. Now is not the time to be tired. And Jensen Huang actually said this in
Yes.
the interview with Mark, and he said, "You just can't miss the next decade.
No.
How can you not be excited about it?" And that's how I feel about Slack. And we just completed our first decade, and it was really incredible. And we're already on our next decade.
That's amazing. Now, a little bit more on leadership here. You mentioned people, how important that is. You've managed huge sales teams. Now you're managing engineering teams,
Yes.
custom support.
Yeah.
What's it like? What have you learned?
Yeah, oh gosh. One of my principles is always be learning, and curiosity is one of my number one values. And I have this perspective of I love to learn. It's hard to be uncomfortable. It's hard to feel like you're starting from the beginning and you don't know anything, but there's also real power in that, and being
growth.
vulnerable,
Yeah.
and having a beginner's mind, which we talk about a lot. And so for me, it's, as I've used this word before, but I really feel this way. It's a privilege to work with some of the best engineers and product leaders in the world, and they're just best designers in the world. And so I think I have to pinch myself because I'm learning from some of the best. And I think that's a lesson in life and leadership, is that if you're not learning, you're not growing. And therefore you're standing still, and arguably you're dying. And so I feel like I've never felt more alive. I've never felt more challenged, but also scared at the same time. And that's fun.
Oh, I love that. We're all feeling very alive with you here, Denise. Thank you for that. Look, last question. We have
Yeah.
a lot of C-suite online, but we also have some folks that might be thinking, I don't have Slack at my organization.
Yeah.
What can I do to bring Slack to my organization? What have you seen be effective? What advice can you give to them?
So here's what I would say. There's a lot of conversation about Slack being a chat tool. I'm here to tell you it is not a chat tool. It is a work operating system for this age of AI, and it is not a nice to have. It is a must have that's delivering real results. 47% increase in productivity, closing deals 36% faster, cases being resolved 32% faster, marketing decisions being made
that.
36% faster, and then don't even get me started with employee engagement. And so this is a real product for real companies in the age of AI, and it is not a nice to have. It is a must have that's delivering real results.
Well, thank you so much, Denise.
Thank you.